This, I think, really starts a new chapter in terms of the history of really horrible relations between the United States and the Islamic Republic. This has potential to change the direction of the Israel-Iran war in many ways, and it can potentially lead to a further regionalization and internationalization of the conflict, bringing some other powers in. I think right now, as you mentioned a moment ago, the countries in the neighborhood have reason to be concerned about Iran possibly targeting them as a matter of retaliation. That hasn't happened so far. I definitely don't think that countries in the GCC will inevitably be targeted. I actually think there's a good chance that Iran will not target them because Tehran has so many interests in maintaining the relatively warm and cordial ties that it has now with some of the Gulf monarchies that in the past it had a lot of tension with. But nonetheless, I think everyone in the Gulf is going to be quite nervous about how Iran retaliates. There's also the issue of the Strait of Hormuz. That's a very, very high stakes issue for the gas and oil exporting countries of the GCC. Also, so much is at stake for countries like China that really depend on hydrocarbons from the Gulf. So, this conflict can evolve in many ways, but I think
Right.
now that the U.S. has taken on a more overt role, the stakes are even higher.
So my question next is, what does the suggestion of a potential regime change for Iran mean? Do you interpret that as suggesting that we could be about to witness a longer, more prolonged conflict in the region?
Well, I mean, obviously, this is nothing new, but we're getting completely contradictory statements from members of the Trump administration. Trump is saying one thing, Secretary of Defense and Vice President saying something totally else, totally separate. But look, in terms of this idea of the U.S. orchestrating regime change in Iran, I don't imagine a situation whereby U.S. and Israeli aggression against Iran is going to result in some sort of a smooth transition from the Islamic Republic to another regime. I think if the Islamic Republic is to fall as a consequence of this escalating conflict, what's most likely to result is sort of a breakup of the Iranian nation state. You might see sort of the balkanization or the fragmentation of Iran. It's probably not going to be some sort of a smooth transition, rather chaos. I would argue that's probably what Israel wants more than anything else. But for all the countries in the neighborhood, that's a very, very dangerous scenario to consider.